Hello and welcome to this week's free-to-play solution for Resonant Battles. Before we begin, I am currently in interval 21. If you are in a lower interval, enemies will have slightly lower stats, which can make it harder to get into Wings of Mercy range. But we will get to some potential problem solving later on. If you don't have a Resonant Hero and are in interval 21, you can just hit end turn until all thieves escape, and skip out on this week's solution because you won't be staying in interval 21 anyways. With that said, let's get into the units. This week's units can be very cheap if you have been using my solutions in the past already, because we will be reusing quite a lot. In the first slot we have any melee unit with Wings of Mercy. Wings of Mercy 1 should easily suffice, however if you are in a much lower interval or have a very highly merged Eliwood, you can potentially compensate with a higher level of Wings of Mercy. This is of course also the ideal slot for your Resonant Hero, and unlike my Fiora, Resonant Tiki will get the job done much quicker too. In the next slot we have Mage Erika with her refined Gleipnir as well as Swift Sparrow 2 in the A slot and the Seal. In addition we also want Dragon Fang on her to give her enough power to finish off Ines. In the third slot we simply have a Ninian with Dance. And in the last slot we have yet again Eliwood. This is the same Eliwood that I used 2 weeks ago, and while I understand that Galeforce is not a cheap skill to inherit, it is still easily accessible for free-to-play players and is standard on any Eliwood build. I highly encourage you to build an Eliwood of your own, since in my opinion he is one of the absolute best units in the entire game, and if you're using this guy on your Aether Raids defense, he will make it significantly better on his own. To get back on topic, we will be using him with his refined Blazing Durandal, Galeforce and Lunge, as well as speed res solo free. Eliwood doesn't need to be merged and also doesn't need to be plus speed or anything for this. In fact, we don't even care about the speed part of the speed res solo, it might as well be warding stance free, but speed res solo is a much better seal to invest into. If your Eliwood is highly merged, you can either replace speed res solo with res plus free, or even skip out on the seal entirely to stay in Wings of Mercy range easier. Also keep in mind that Eliwood should not have enough speed to double the red thief. If he does, you will have problems with your positioning. And with that all said, let's get into the solution. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to kill this green thief with Erika. This will give us the elixir. Then we move Eliwood over here and dance him with Ninian. Eliwood can easily double Ross and will get his Galeforce by attacking him twice, which allows him to swap positions with this red thief. Fiora can just stay where she is. Now Eliwood will be tanking Erika and barely survive her, thanks to our warding stance or speed res solo. And now we just destroy this block with Erika. And meanwhile Eliwood attacks this red thief, gains his Galeforce, attacks him again to swap positions back to where he was. And now we're going to use the elixir to get him back to full health and end turn. Now we can yet again tank Erika and yet again barely survive her, which puts us easily into Wings of Mercy range. As I said, depending on how highly merged your Eliwood is, you may not even need speed res solo, or rather you might not want it, so you aren't out of Wings of Mercy range 1. Next up we are attacking Ines with Erika and get our special. We dance Erika and finish off Ines with our Dragon Fang. And now that Ines is out of the way, we can attack Erika. It doesn't matter that we double her, we don't need to. We just need a single charge of our Galeforce, which allows us to now swap positions with this blue thief. And the blue thief is now blocking Seth from being able to attack Eliwood, so we want exactly that to happen. And now we can move Fiora up above Eliwood. Eliwood is safe. Erika goes to rally Ross and he smites her away. Our Eliwood can now swap positions with this blue thief. And now as you can see, all of the exits are essentially already blocked. One of them is blocked by Erika and we want to keep it that way, which we actually can. We attack Ross first and dance our Erika and attack him again. It is very important that Erika is standing on this tile, because this actually threatens the tile the blue thief is standing on right now. If you do not have her on this space, if you end turn now, the blue thief will move up but Seth would actually swap places with the blue thief, which will make it not impossible to block this side, as you can still just defeat Seth, which with Resonant Tiki should be easy, but it will make it much more difficult. The other thing is that Erika is now standing next to this green thief, and Erika has a rally skill which she will use every turn. Because of this, she will not return to her original position and will therefore constantly block this space, therefore not letting the green thief get past. With this, all the exits are closed, and as such we can now take our sweet time, which we will need because my Fiora only does 10 damage to these blue thieves. And so we just attack. We can weaken this green thief, but we cannot kill it until we have defeated this blue thief. And so we end turn, and attack, and then turn, and attack, and then turn. And yeah, as I said, if you have Resonant Tiki, this can go a lot faster. Or if you choose just, I don't know, a green unit or something to kill these thieves. I just had Fiora lying around with Wings of Mercy, so I use her. Can yet again keep this green thief in place. Now we can attack the blue thief. We end turn. This will now prompt the green thief to attempt to run all the way around to this exit, which now we finish him off. And Fiora will just keep hacking away at the blue thief, and we have all the time in the world. It just is incredibly boring. But yeah, you could do this with any unit. Any melee unit will work as long as they can deal at least 1 damage to the thief. You can definitely speed it up if you have something like Death Blow, but it's not necessary. And now that we killed this blue thief, we actually want to move Eliwood over so that the red thief will move closer to the exit. Since we can swap positions with him anyways, and now this will make things a lot faster. We can finish him in a single turn. And that's the solution. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful or entertaining, feel free to leave it a like. If you have any questions or suggestions, you can leave me a comment down below, and as always, subscribe for more content in the future.